Call the space ships to Davenport. Prepare for div anarchy and interface. With a couch in space, we'll I don't know. There's no rules to me singing the intro, so we'll end with a little spoken word. Speaking of speaking words, we'll get to that later as we careen around the Moons of Plun-darr here. Grim Reaper for hire in the channel. Pulse Mannequin, what's going on? We're live today. It doesn't always happen, but I felt like it. And you know what else I feel like is telling you about our advertisers, Ligerhawk Records. They're really killing it this week. 8-Bit Panda Strike covers Mongoloid. Hell yeah. Collision of Spirits, maybe my new favorite Invictus song from Invictus. Our Time from Tommy Tantrum, friend of the show, and, you know, friend. A Panda and His Uke, Narcissistic Nepotists. And Gasoline and the Vertebrate covered Real American, the Hulk Hogan theme. And Ligerhawk Records, Enter the Octagon 3. Yeah, we did 3. We're going to catch up to Now That's What I Call Music, which I think is on like 114. Also, Super 7, super7.com/Space Couch Show is where you want to go for the coolest toys in the cosmos. You know, I'm always picking up stuff for them. Apropos for today, I'm so excited. I pre-ordered this like 2 years ago, but the Luna and Amok from the Thundercats. Never had an action figure before. Now they've got an ultimate. You can change out the heads and stuff. They just nailed it. With I mean, they always do, but did not phone it in on this one. 8-Bit Panda Strike is in the chat. What's going on? Check out his music as we just showed there. And we have a new potential sponsor this week. By potential, I mean you'll notice this donation link down in the corner here. We're going to try that out for this episode because it works for all my friends, and fucking I need money. But now to the matter at hand. Moxie Dame is here. Now it's a party. You want to check out her podcast by putting Moxie Dame into YouTube. But for right now, we are going to delve for the first time ever on the internet into the Find Your Fate adventure of the Thundercats and the Snowmen of Hook Mountain. All right, so just I'll ask when we get to like a page number choice. I'll ask it of the chat. I might call on somebody. I might take the most median answer. Kind of however I feel like it, because much like the fates we're finding, fates will be fickle. It starts with a little bit of a prologue here, which will take a second, but I think that'll be important for those of you that are not familiar with my favorite cartoon of all time. Panda Strike says, yeah. Here we go! Many galaxies away, many years in the future, lived the Thundercats. Learning that their planet Thundera was doomed for destruction, the Thundercats set out to make a new life in another part of the universe. With a space couch? They formed a caravan of spaceships led by the elder Jaga the Wise. In Jaga's ships were the other nobles of Thundera: Tigra, master of camouflage; Chitara the swift; Panther, the martial arts expert; the mischievous Wily Kit and Wily Cat; and faithful old Snarf. They were all sworn to serve and protect the youngest passenger on board, Lion-O, the hereditary lord of the Thundercats, the keeper of the mystic Sword of Omens. On the journey, however, the Thundercats were pursued and attacked by the evil mutants of planet Plun-darr, led by the reptilian Slithe. And they actually write it SS hyphen Slithe. The mutants were determined to possess the magical eye of Thundera embedded in the hilt of the sword. The battle between the Thundercats and the mutants was fierce, and only Jaga's flagship made it through. But the ship was so badly damaged that the Thundercats couldn't complete the journey to their original destination. Panthro quickly replotted their course for a closer planet called Third Earth. While the Thundercats lay sleeping in suspension capsules, Jaga sacrificed his own life to manually pilot the spaceship on the rest of its very long journey. Finally, weary with age, Jaga set the controls for automatic flight and perished. Damn! The spaceship crash landed, but the rest of the Thundercats survived. When they emerged from their suspension capsules, they discovered that during the journey, Lion-O had grown into a strong young man. He was now fully capable of leading them and carrying out the Thundercats' code of justice, truth, honor, and loyalty. But the mutants had also found their way to Third Earth, where they continued their evil quest to steal the Eye of Thundera. And so, although the Thundercats tried to live in peace, the battle raged on. All right, here we go. Even before the sun went out, Lion-O, young lord of the Thundercats, knew something was going wrong. As he left the forest of the unicorns, the air was still too quiet, and Third Earth seemed too quiet. Then suddenly, the sky changed from clear blue to inky black. Lion-O ran back to the cat's lair, the Thundercats' fortress. The top of the lair was shaped like an enormous cat's head. As Lion-O approached, the head began to revolve, and Lion-O knew that Panthro was inside, using the head's tracking telescopes to search the sky. "It's dark as night outside," Lion-O cried as he raced into the control room. "There's something big out there," Panthro said. His eyes were glued to the telescope monitors. "It's dumping so much power into the atmosphere that the whole sky has turned dark," Tigra explained. "I've just done an atmospheric analysis," Chitara said, "and I know what that thing is." She handed a computer printout to Tigra, "but I don't know if I believe what the analysis is telling me." Turn to page 8. All right, choice. Tigra read the printout. "It's a meteor, and it's almost pure thunderilium," he cried, as a ball of fire raced across the observation windows in the control room. "Look at the size of it," Lion-O said with a whistle. I don't know why I turned to the gospels for a second. "It must be a chunk of Thundera that's floated down to Third Earth," Wily Kit shouted excitedly. "Home sweet home." "That's good news for us," Panther said. "I didn't want to tell you guys, but we're low on thundrillium. Almost dry, in fact." "Well, dude." "Panthro, try to pull the meteor in," Lion-O said. "I am trying," Panthro said, as he worked the control board, "but I don't have enough power. In fact, it just went whizzing by us. What should I do now?" "Keep tracking it," Lion-O said. "We've got to find out where it lands." All right, everybody. If you want to see the meteor come down in the living ooze, page 32. If you want to see it land on Hook Mountain, page 30. And if you want to see it land in the Cave of Eternity, that's page 44. So, living ooze, Hook Mountain, or Cave of Eternity. I'll wait for the response from the audience. That's living ooze, Hook Mountain, or Cave of Eternity. And we'll see what the iPad says here. It's a space iPad. You know, you can't bring like a regular iPad into space. All right, Grim Reaper for Hire says Cave of Eternity. Any other takers? I'm going to go with ha ha ha! Pulse Mannequin says 44 my age. That's it. Cave of Eternity for Moxie as well. All right, you guys like the Cave of Eternity. So we'll go to page 44. "The meteor's down," Panther said, just as the radar screen blacked out. "So is our auxiliary power supply," Tiger said. "As of now, the lair is totally defenseless to outside attack." "Then let's get that meteor on the double. It must have enough thundrillium to last for years," Wily Cat said. "Hold on there, Mr. Impatience," Panther said. "I only had a second to read the radar screen before it went dead. But I think the meteor came down in the Cave of Eternity." "Thundera, what do we do now?" Lion-O cried. The dangers are great. If we venture into the cave, we might not find our way back to our own time, Tiger said. Some of us could be lost in the cave forever. But if we all go, at least we'll all be together, Chitara said. All right. Who said we all wanted to go? Sputtered Snarf. There it is. All right, you guys. If you think the Thundercats should go into the Cave of Eternity, page 37. Oh, sorry. If you think all the Thundercats should go to the Cave of Eternity, page 37, or only one or two should go, page 21. So, all the Thundercats or just one or two? All right. I like how we're planning in the planning phase. You know, it's like when you're getting all your characters' inventory and gear set up before the adventure. And while we're waiting for answers to come in, I'll say that this is our first show with a donation link. I saw everybody else do it, so I'm trying it. I'm trying it myself. All right, so Pulse Mountain thinks that all the Thundercats should go, which is good enough for me. All right. One by one, the Thundercats followed Lion-O through the narrow entrance of the Cave of Eternity. The moment they entered, they had no idea what day or year it was, or how long they had been there. Ha 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 ha! Suddenly laughter filled the cave. The Sword of Omens began to growl, and Lion-O lifted the hilt to his eyes. Ready? Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. What do you see, Lion-O? Tiger asked. Mutants! They've followed us, and they have explosives, Lion-O said. If they blow the entrance to the cave, we'll be sealed in forever. We'll never get back to our own time, Wily Kit said. Explosion shock waves blasted them into the next instant. Damn! Rocks fell everywhere, closing the entrance. There was nothing the Thundercats could do but run before the cave collapsed entirely. They climbed out of a small opening into a bright world of glass buildings and colorful trees. Stop! A man called to them. He floated toward them 6 inches off the ground. Hide if you value your lives. Turn to page 16. What's going to happen? I'm very invested. Third Earth is totally different, Lion-O, Wily Cat said. Looks like we didn't make it back to our own time. Didn't you hear me? The strange floating man said to them. You must hide, or the mutants' army will seize you. They don't like strangers showing up on their planet. Third Earth is the mutants' planet now, Lion-O asked. You better believe it, the man said. There's no one with enough nerve to challenge those monsters in eons. My grandfather told me stories, old stories, about about people called Thundercats who used to fight the mutants, but they've been gone a long time. Well, they're back now, Chitara said. Yeah, this may be a new year, but it looks like our fight is still the same, Panther said. Let's tell them we're here, Lion-O said. Thunder, thunder, Thundercats ho! Once again, the Thundercats symbol blazed into the sky, giving hope to the people of Third Earth and warning the mutants that their reign of terror was coming to an end. All right, so barely good ending, I think. You lost a year, but coming back, I guess. All right. I am going to wield power and go back to the initial decision. And since 8-Bit Panda Strike is on Ligerhawk Records, you get Ligerhawk Records bonus, and we're going to... Okay, that happened, for real, but this is all just in, hypothetical world. We're going to see what would have happened if the meteor landed on Hook Mountain. A moment later, all the lights in the cat's lair went out. Say goodbye to main power, Panther said. Our Thundrillium supply is gone. Now I'm tracking the meteor on reserve. Way to fucking say something, dude. Look, Lion-O said, watching the monitor. It's headed for Hook Mountain. The giant meteor slid across the icy mountain, burning a path through the snow as it went. As soon as it stopped, Lion-O announced that he would go to the meteor alone. Hold on, Lion-O, Tiger said. None of us has ever been to Hook Mountain. We don't know what it's like up there. And we know even less about the mysterious snowmen of Hook Mountain, Wily Cat said with a shiver. I've heard they are savage and proud, Cheetara said. That's right, Old Snarf said. Who knows what trouble you'd go along without me to protect you. To page 31. Lion-O began to laugh, but then he stopped himself. I'm not a kid anymore, Snarf. I'm the Lord of the Thundercats, and if that meteor is made of Thundrillium, then we need it, and I'll get it, snowmen or no snowmen, Lion-O said. Okay, kind of the same question. If you think Lion-O should go to Hook Mountain alone, 48. If you think he should take someone with him, 72. So, alone or take someone? And while we're waiting, I will drink out of my Thundercats coffee mug here. We'll wait for there you can see all the Thundercats there. Alone or take someone? All right, Panda's on it, and he's taking someone with him. Taking someone with him. I'm so excited to see what can happen. I can barely speak. Everybody, check out 8-Bit Panda Strike and the northeastern Pennsylvania scene in general. Sort of a no offense, but overlooked area of the country that's just making some amazing music right now. Lion-O, learn to take pride in what you can accomplish and what can be accomplished as a team and as well as yourself, Tiger said. It's what makes us the Thundercats. Speaking of teams. You're right, of course, Tiger, Lion-O said. So who will come with me to Hook Mountain? Cheetara and Panthro immediately volunteered. The three of them raced to the mountain and began to climb its steep and icy side. Look, they're there already? What? We're almost to the top, Cheetara said. Then it happened. Lion-O's foot slipped, and he dug into the mountain to regain his hold. Suddenly, the walls of ice they were standing on began to crack. The Thundercats hurtled helplessly down the mountain, each on a sliding block of ice, headed straight for the vortex. The vortex was a mysterious cave with a tornado-like wind that sucked victims into its dark mouth. No one knew what was beyond the mouth of the vortex, because no one had ever returned from it. If you want the Thundercats to be sucked into the vortex so you can find out what's in there, is what it actually says, turn to page 53. If you want them to escape the vortex, turn to page 60. Okay, vortex or no vortex? Vortex or no vortex. This is so much fun. I don't know if you guys are having fun, but I am having a blast. I don't know if I should do these more often. We did one last year with Gem. I think you guys either blew up the whole world and then on Retcon got a record deal. Maybe we flipped it, but it was so much fun. But this one I got a physical book for. Vortex go big, says my man. Incidentally, other Gothical, of course, he would say go into the vortex. Grimm is all about going into the vortex. All right, so here we are headed into the vortex. Oh, and you guys got your first picture. I scanned all the pictures from the book. You're snowboarding down ice into a vortex. That is so metal. All right. Moxie says vortex, so we're definitely doing it. Lion-O rode his sliding ice block like a surfboard. I love how snowboarding hadn't been invented. This is 1985, We have definitive proof that the Thundercats invented snowboarding. Lion-O rode his sliding ice block like a surfboard, leading Panther and Chitara as they came closer and closer to the vortex. If this mountain is to take one of our lives, it will be mine, shouted Lion-O to the others. Don't say that. Think positive, Lion-O, Panther shouted at him. And think fast. You're almost there, Chitara said. Lion-O couldn't stop or turn the block of ice. Instinctively, he moved his body to the back of it to delay it, only for a second, before going into the black hole. By putting his weight at the rear of the ice block, Lion-O tipped it up. The ice block flew into the air just as Lion-O reached the vortex. Lion-O dug his claw shield into the snowy mountainside and held on for dear life. I am so invested in this right now. Turn to page 62. When everything was still, Lion-O opened his eyes. How could he possibly still be alive, he wondered. Then he saw the reason. His ice block had wedged across the opening of the vortex, stopping everything from going in, including himself. Panther and Chitara had already climbed away from the vortex. Wait, is this escaped or not? Yeah, okay, this is totally escaped. Totally went into the vortex. How could he possibly still be alive? Oh, right, and they're sliding, and I just want to, because it sounds like they escaped. Fuck it, we'll just go with it if I can't find it. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like, it totally sounds like they escaped it. All right. The three Thundercats had survived and were ready to challenge the mountain. Let's see. Okay, no, this is fucking me up. Sorry. Okay, yeah, I did fuck it up. At least you got to see the snowboarding. Okay, I didn't want to tell you lies, but you get to see the snowboarding now. All right, here we go. The vortex of Hook Mountain sent its tornado wind to welcome the Thundercats. Panthro, Chitara, and Lion-O fought against it with all their strength, but the wind was too powerful. Around them and around, it spun them closer and closer, and finally into the finally into the dark, gaping opening of the vortex. The three Thundercats, set apart from the other mortals by their code of justice, truth, and honor and loyalty, met the same fate shared by all others who accidentally or foolishly entered the vortex. They were never seen or heard from again, and so they perished, just to satisfy the curiosity of a reader who wanted to know the unknowable. Oh my God, it throws shade at you, the reader. Foolish reader, no one has ever mentioned to you the dangerous relationship between curiosity and cats. Learn by your mistakes and beware. The end. It rips on you personally. Foolish reader, comma, has no one ever mentioned to you the dangerous relationship between curiosity and cats? Learn by your mistakes. The end. Oh, too funny. Reapers win again. I know a lot of you guys watch this stream just to like make me feel better about myself. And you can bounce out if you want, because I won't make you listen to more of this. But oh man, that was the best ending ever. Well, you got to see a cool picture, and we didn't meet the snowmen, except for now. It's not gonna get any better than that. I'll show you like some of the things that could have happened. These are possible futures. Like Doctor Strange, you might have fought a snake or or the Snowman. I'm curious about it's canon that there's only one Snowman. They called him Snow Knight for one episode. But the snowmen in here is very weird. Vulture Man, my personal favorite mutant, and the Flying Machine could have. Maybe we'll do this one again. You know what? I won't spoil it. We'll go back to that. That is not to say you did poorly. I've never seen a book rip on you so hard. And we discovered by accident that Thundercats invented snowboarding. So thank you to our advertisers. Thank you to our sponsors. I'm going to keep this one in the clip because I had so much fun with you guys today. That art is pretty cool. You'll probably see it before we return to it as like a Facebook promo. But check out all our sponsors, LigerHawkRecords.bandcamp.com, of course. Well, I'll give you some gasoline news. Just finished a bunch of tracks. It's sounding really great. But check out Space Couch next week when our guest will be Force of Light Entertainment. So until then, Space Couch out. I'm going to read it again. It's just so good. Silly reader, just an idiot, like it yells at you. Here it is. Here it is. The three Thundercats, blah, 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 blah. And so they perished just to satisfy the curiosity of a reader who wanted to know the unknowable. I love it because that is straight up Lovecraftian. Best possible ending ever. I love you guys. Bye.